I'll help you, Shane. After this, I'll help you. Okay, Nimfram, BapHomeT. I don't know how you say your name. Is it BapHomeT? BapHomeT? I don't know. Probably BapHomeT. But it's capitalized like BapHomeT. Is this Premades? Right, what have we got? Apep, we've got Milloween, we've got Ravager, and we've got Morellia. BapHomeT, Mass Blue, Yaya, Babat. They've got the high five emojis. Let's go. So we've had a future present. No, future past. This is future present. Future past gives a 2-mana Crystal Sentry. Ranged unit, but only just. Obviously, the idea of the future cards is it gives you a reduced cost card, although it's a random card. So you spend the mana up front, and then the more you use it, the more you save. So that's why you tend to find the futures within cheap decks. Right, we've got nice Screaming Scrat. Battle Monkey's going to start popping off at the top there. Remember, the Battle Monkey will attack faster when there are enemies around him. And of course, we did see there the Glen's Brew, so they need to be aware of that Glen's Brew, because that Battle Monkey could do huge damage. Right, so this is the perk 1 push from Ravager. The Brutus on face, but almost dead. Cannon Roller can be tricky to deal with, but you see they wait until it gets onto the Master. Right, okay, so we've seen Battle Monkey Glen's Brew. They've also got Fergus as well. Fergus is a very strong... There we see Fergus with the Glen's Brew. That's a very strong proposition. If they can keep it away from face, though, then they can deal with it without taking too much damage. Or any damage. Okay, Shay. The players will be paying attention to what their opponents have, and they'll be aware of the things that are most problematic for them. Of course, Apep has the shield of perk 2, the shield totem. That's going to help if we get any Battle Monkey, Fergus, Glen's Brew face action. Mountain Shaper not quite getting the value that they wanted. But again, that Glen's Brew's not really achieving very much. I didn't really pay attention to see what they got from their future present, if they've used it yet. Okay, so Slitherbound they got from perk 1 Apep. Now here we see Battle Monkey again. You see the Battle Monkey attacking very quickly there. Battle Monkey, of course, getting buffed by the Ravager perk 2 Feeding Frenzy. So that Battle Monkey can be incredible. Battle She-Hout, the correct name, of course. Okay, no Glen's Brew on the Fergus at the top. XP slightly in the red team's favour at the moment. And you can see the players not spending their mana as soon as they get it. They're using patience. They're spending the mana when it's most appropriate. Right, do we have... Okay, so it's a Lady in Fray, which was from the future present. So it's a 2-mana Lady in Fray. Now remember, she has the piercing shot every 3 attacks, like that one there, which can be devastating, especially in late game. Right, again, Glen's Brew on the Fergus at the top. Not doing too much, but keeps pressure on that lane. Makes it more difficult to deal with that Diplomancer. As the mana speeds up, the longer the game goes on, the Apep cycle can get incredible. The free cards, the reduced cost cards, can really just keep the pressure on. But this game could well be about perk 3 for the red team. They're going to have Mirvir's Dragon, the Queen's Dragon from perk 3 Morellia. They're also going to have the Terror Brutus from perk 3 Ravager. There's the Terror Brutus. No spirit on it. There's the Glen's Brew. The Glen's Brew gets just smacked away Yes, Jakey. The mana, it does speed up the longer the game goes on. Right, Lady and Frey could do some good work here if they can keep her alive. Need a tank at the top. Terra Brutus is almost dead. But we've got the dragon coming next. And the blue team has to manage XP here as well. Whilst... Oh, did we get a ghost off on the top there? Or did it get frozen? Something froze it, I think. This is always a safe place. Right, there is a... okay, there we go. There's the Mountain Shaper. They were waiting for it to charge to max charges. But remember, the blue team's got to be careful not to fall behind too far on XP at the moment. This is going to be some good face damage from Fergus. Looks like we got double Glensbrew on the Fergus there. Remember, the Glensbrew will activate Fergus's spin as well with the Revelry. Right. Dragon number 1 was removed, but here's the immediate replacement dragon. The tanking's not quite correct at the bottom there. The DPS gets absolutely shredded. But of course, we got some good damage coming out from those pebbles. Blue team falling behind on XP though. Dealing with these dragons is taking a while, especially when the dragon gets locked on the bridge. They can't steal that bridge and get that ever so important XP. Maybe, Anu. Oh yeah, that's where the freeze came from. Okay, so we got Rimagal's Breath. Slightly bugged at the moment, where it damages air units when it shouldn't, and it also freezes basically everything when it shouldn't. Hopefully that'll get fixed soon, and then we can figure out exactly how weak or strong it is. Right, Glensbrew again. Fergus pushing at the top. He's gonna... Is that a spirit or that's the spirit? There's the Glensbrew. So it just keeps... Whilst it's not really killing too much, it's not doing face damage. What it is doing is just keeping itself alive as a tank. But we've got Mana Frenzy for the red team here. Mana Frenzy for the red team. Blue team needs theirs as quickly as possible. Nice explosion at the bottom. Battle Monkey going ham, but gets taken out. The blue team do have the Mountain Shaper, which can be incredibly powerful deep in Mana Frenzy. As well as the Rimagal's Breath. Okay, so again, dragon spawn. They spawned it offensively. They need the bridges at this section of the game. But there's the Mountain Shaper getting huge value. Sometimes the way the Mountain Shaper attacks, it's kind of weird. It's sort of... It can bounce over things and have some weird implications, but looks like it's done a lot of damage overall. But the red team's got a good presence on both bridges here. Nirvir's still got a decent amount of HP. Next wave of attack is coming. Fergus. 2 Ferguses. Okay, so the blue team having to defend so deep right now. Lady and Frey in the pocket can get a lot of value done. Mountain Shaper tries to clear the bridges. They need to get back, try to get the bridges. Battle Monkey again going ham at the bottom, gets shut down. But the next dragon comes so quickly. They don't have any curse in their deck, I don't think, the blue team. Which means that they have to just direct DPS that dragon, and it's got so much HP. Nirvir's taking a good while to go down. But there's the power of Rimagal's Breath. Of course, the Rimagal's Breath does freeze targets, which means they're tankier. So it's a little bit of a double-edged sword. But the blue team are just basically waiting for the big pushes and then getting big Mountain Shaper value. Huge value from Rimagal's Breath as well. It's interesting here. The blue team are holding on despite the red team basically having double bridges within Mana Frenzy. Right, trying to use their range on Fergus as much as possible. Nirvir coming back again. So remember, to keep Nirvir's being spawned, you've got to cycle through your deck twice to get the next one. Or you've got to cycle and then go to the next one to get it to spawn the dragon. So they really are cycling through. No bridge grab at the top yet. If the blue team can solidify the bridges just for a few seconds, they can probably close this out. Their defense has been incredible. This is where these AoE spells become so powerful. Mountain Shaper just clearing everything over and over again in this game. Anything that's left over, Rimagal's Breath comes in. The red team don't really have anything similar to that. They've got to push through with units. And of course, the more units they push through, the more value that these AoE clears get. Mountain Shaper shredding everything. The only thing that was left was Nirvair. Nirvair gets frozen. DPS coming out. Lady and Frey pops on the bridge. Gets shut down immediately. But look at the DPS. Absolutely murdering. And you can see the red team have identified that Lady and Frey is a bit of a problem. They're using the harmful souls to remove her. Her piercing shots can be incredible. Okay, so we've got double Fergus pushing at the top. We know Glensbrew is available. Nice Lady and Frey shot, though. Not really too much coming out against the Fergus. And of course, once you've got the shield on face, Fergus is neutered somewhat. If you've been paying attention to the PTR, the Test Realm proposed changes, one of those proposed changes is to change the totem. So the totem no longer makes you invulnerable, it becomes a damage sink, and all damage is redirected to the totem. That means that the totem will, or Apep in general, will be able to soak far, far less damage than before. Right, there's the breath on the bridge. 11 minutes in. Right, the Mountain Shaper didn't quite get everything that they wanted. Got to be careful when you use Mountain Shaper. If you spawn it just to the right of a target, it will push it onto your face. That can be hugely devastating. But again, the next Nirvair comes back. Battle Monkey going absolutely ham in there. Does get frozen though, but that looks like Nirvair was attacking whilst frozen. Not even sure what was going on there. But that looked like Nirvair was frozen, but the attack continued. Freeze is kind of strange because it's like a stun, but it's also not like a stun in some situations. That may have been one of the situations where it was not like a stun. A stun would have stopped Nirvair attacking. The freeze apparently didn't. Whether it's supposed to be like that, who knows? Glensbrew at the top with Fergus. He's coming through, but getting shut down. We're 12, nearly 13 minutes into this game. This is very interesting. We can see that the red team are having the majority of the bridges, but they're not able to close the game out. And we can extrapolate that, and our findings will be, if the blue team get bridges, they will win. But again, the freeze on Fergus. Bit of a masterclass of how to deal with the dragon. They're keeping it pointing away from their DPS, as of course that is the way you want to do it. And you can see they've got the Mountain Shaper ready, but they're just holding it. The more your opponent spawns into the Mountain Shaper, the more you'll get out of it. You want to use it as late as possible. But the red team will be frustrated because they know the more they spawn, the more value that Mountain Shaper gets. And that's a huge clear. Suddenly both the bridges become almost blue. This could be the moment that the blue team's been looking for. That Mountain Shaper, not only does it clear everything, whatever it doesn't clear, as long as it's not mythic, it will push it back off the bridge. And that gives you a chance to grab the bridge, get that XP, and try to turn that into a win. But again, that dragon, Nirvair on the top. And again, just to clarify, Nirvair doesn't move because Nirvair is mythic. Mythic units can't be moved like regular ones. That's why the Mountain Shaper doesn't push it back. That's why you can't move it with the Vortex, things like that. Just mythic things. But yeah, without Mountain Shaper, without Rimigal's Breath, there's no way the blue team would have held on. But of course, that's why you pack these spells, especially in duos. Mountain Shaper, it's not a card you get too much value in solos. Definitely not compared to this. And the red team's at 288 HP. You got to remember, Lady and Frey gives you the opportunity to get those face hits in from as far away as possible. Right, Flyby coming in. We've got some space, some damage on face there. Flyby coming in. We also saw the arcane missiles as well doing face damage. Morellia has been healing, of course. Morellia healing again. It's very difficult to get the heals off at this time, though. Units are appearing and dying so quickly that it's difficult to get the heal. She only got one heal off that time. More face damage coming in. Flyby coming in. Now, the arcane missiles they can block, but the problem with Flyby is they cannot really block it. Look how deep Bara was, but Bara still got removed by the remaining few hits from the Mountain Shaper. That's a double high five from BapHomeT and Mass Blue. They think it's over. 21 HP. It is over. High five. GG.